SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It is Monday afternoon, so we're doing our regular weekly call with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, where we cover the Thursday night NFL game and take a look at the NFL opening lines. And last week, Joe covered all three Thanksgiving games with us, and he went 3-0 against the spread. Nailed all of them. Awesome. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter, and I nailed all four of my premium plays in the NFL on Sunday.
No way. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. All right, now we're going to take a look at Houston at Jacksonville. This is the Thursday game. Jacksonville's a 2.5 or 3-point home underdog. And, we keep talking about how little respect Jacksonville gets on the lines, right? Jacksonville's now won 3 out of their last 4 games. Houston has lost 10 in a row, yet Houston is a 3-point road favorite here. So what do you make of that line? That makes me think that, maybe it's that way for a reason. Maybe Houston is the right side.
To your specific question, of course, I wanted to see how terrible road favorites have done in the NFL. And when you have road favorites with a winning percentage of 250 or less, and it has to be the second half of the year, because obviously you could have a team that lost week 1 and is a road favorite in week 2, and we don't want the stats to be distorted by that. But road favorites with a winning percentage of 250 or less from week 9 on are 6-2 straight up and against the spread. So that's not statistically significant, but it does tell you where counterintuitiveness would say to go with the counterintuitive play, which would be to go with the road favorite. Now, the Jaguars, it's also interesting that they're 0-4 straight up and against the spread at home.
Right.
Now, is it truly because they have a home field disadvantage, where when you're playing poorly, there's actually more pressure at home, or the fact that 3 of their 4 games after the bye have been on the road, and that's when they played their best football?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they were, even before the bye, they were still playing a lot better on the road, or at least scoring more on the road. And that leads me to my other thought here, which is that, both these teams played high-scoring games last week, but I'm still not 100% sold on their offenses. And, off the short week, I'm thinking that maybe the offenses take a little bit of a breather here. I'm thinking that maybe the under, even though 43 is not, a super high total, I'd love to have, 44.5 or 45. But I'm thinking the under 43 might be my favorite play here. What do you think about that?
No, actually, my official play for this video is going to be on the over, and that's because what I've been saying really for the last couple weeks, that Gary Kubiak, if he has any chance whatsoever to save his job, it's going to be because Case Keenum evolves as the clear-cut quarterback of the future. Either way, whether Kubiak thinks he's going to get fired or not, he still has to coach as if he isn't going to be fired. And Houston needs to find out if Case Keenum is truly the quarterback of the future. And in the case of Jacksonville, granted, their quarterback of the future, whoever it is not on the roster right now. But clearly, they are a much better team with Blaine Gabbert not on the team. So Chad Henne is at least the more competent quarterback. Both of these teams have better offenses under the current quarterback. Houston's going over 6 of their last 8, and I think it's because of that theory. And, and again, Case Keenum actually has pretty good offensive numbers. So I think both of these teams, especially Houston, has to see what they have in the quarterback situation, and it is a low total.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me, though, is that, Jacksonville has been so anemic offensively at home. They average 7 points per game at home as opposed to 20 per game on the road, and that's a huge differential. It could just be, variance, but there also might be something to it.
No, I agree, but I think that the fact that Jacksonville's all of a sudden playing with a little bit of life, that takes some of the pressure off that they had when they were when they were probably the worst team in the NFL, and a lot of people were asking were they going to go 0-16. There was a little more pressure at home. Now I think some of that pressure is off, and the truth is Jacksonville's offense has been better since they had the bye 4 weeks ago, and most of those games have been on the road. So that may contribute to those I'll use that word again, counterintuitive splits as far as home and road are concerned. But no, you're right. All in all, maybe I would love the over a little bit more if this game were being played in Houston and it were still 43. But yeah, with a fairly low total, and certainly the fact that Houston has to see if they've got their quarterback of the future. They've got to put the ball in the air. Keenum can throw pretty well deeply. He's actually throws the deep ball a lot more than Matt Schaub does. I'm still going to go with the over.
I don't like to go mano-a-mano with you, Joe Duffy, because your record is so phenomenal, has been so great all year long. But I'm going to have to go mano-a-mano. I'm going to go with the under. But to anyone watching this, definitely, tail Joe, not me on this one. Joe Duffy's going to take the over 43 in the Thursday night game. Very interesting handicapping situation. Thanks, Joe.